Hi, and welcome back to Journey to Union. So, I want to talk about the energy dynamics that are happening on this journey and why the divine masculine is coming in and out and why there's this push and pull happening. So, the push and pull is a very normal part of this process. And this is happening because the energies are trying to merge back into one, and they're not able to do that if there is this harmony between the two energies, the two polarities. So when we are going on this journey, we are really healing the disharmony and we're merging everything back into one. So when the divine masculine is acting, out of sorts and he's coming in and out of your life, he is not committing to you, he's not coming in with a proper offering, he's not coming in to solidify the union. He has other things going on in his life or other timelines playing out. This is a sign that the divine feminine herself is not in her divine feminine power. And what I mean by that is that the divine feminine has not come into her divine feminine energy. She has not attained the inner union, which is causing these two energies to remain in push and pull. And so then what happens and what's playing out in the 3D with your divine masculine is that he is coming in and out, and he is not showing up for you in the way that he is supposed to show up as the divine masculine, which is to really be in his divine masculine power and solidify the union and show up correctly, which is really in his divine masculine glory. And if he's not bringing that energy, if he's not showing up for you, and he's coming in and out and you're receiving breadcrumbs from him, then he is not in his power because you are not in your power. So this dynamic is really about the divine feminine stepping back into her power by doing the inner work, coming back in her divine feminine power, getting into the receiving energy, stepping out of that chasing energy, and really stepping into inner union, which shifts the divine masculine, shifts his connection, shifts him into his divine masculine power so that he can show up for his divine feminine in the way that he needs to show up, because it is not okay to have him show up in, accept this kind of behavior of breadcrumbing and behavior of the divine masculine, which is the coming and going, which is happening for a lot of people on this journey. And the reason for that is because there is push and pull still happening. There is disharmony between the energies, and because the divine feminine has not fully come into her own power. This is why this is all happening in terms of why it's playing out the way it's playing out in the 3D. So the divine feminine really has to take back her power in this dynamic, and she has to focus on her internal union and stepping back into her divine feminine power, which is going to shift the divine masculine into his power. And that also collapses any kind of timelines that, the divine masculine is stuck in. And, on Patreon, we talk about the parallel lifetimes that are playing out in this dynamic, and that are really the ones that are causing the union not to happen and the twins to be in two different timelines. And so we're trying to come back into the same timeline. You are coming back into the same timeline with your divine masculine. And so that happens when the divine feminine has achieved the inner union. And that collapses all parallel lifetimes and all these karmic patterns that the divine masculine is stuck in. And so when there is push and pull energy in your dynamic, when you haven't harmonized the polarities, when you haven't achieved inner union, you're going to experience push and pull between you and your counterpart, which is going to look like them coming in and out of your life and not giving you a proper offering as the divine masculine, because the divine masculine is the one that should be pursuing the divine feminine and giving her a proper offer and, and really solidifying the union into the physical, making it happen in the physical. If that is not happening, if it is breadcrumbing, if it is, not really a full commitment, then that is because the energies are still in push and pull and they're still not harmonized. Your divine masculine will come in during this journey to activate you throughout the journey, which is normal, which is part of this process. But they're not going to come in and give you a proper offering until you, divine feminine, have stepped into your divine feminine power and have really done all the inner work to come into the inner union, which then shifts you into your power, which naturally shifts your divine masculine into his power, into his divine masculine power. And so the inner union is really having that inner masculine fully healed and balanced, and stepping into your feminine energy, into your divine feminine, and living from your divine feminine power. And when we are living from our divine feminine, we have really balanced our inner masculine, and the inner masculine energy is the one that's creating that foundation, the container, the stability that's showing up for the feminine. And that is going to be mirrored in your divine masculine. See, the work is really about the internal state and the internal being. It's not about, the external. This journey is really about the two polarities coming into perfect balance, into perfect harmony, but also in full alignment to their core energy, into your core energy. So if you're the divine feminine, your role is really to step into that divine feminine essence, which is all about working with your two polarities, to harmonize them within, to bring them into the union within, and then to merge back with your counterpart into the one field. This is what really the divine union process is really about, the twin flame journey. It's harmonizing these two polarities so that they come back into perfect balance within, which is going to then reflect in the external relationship, bringing it fully into harmonious balance, harmonious union externally as it is internally. So that was the message for today, and really talking about the divine masculine's behavior and why you're experiencing this behavior of in and out or non-committal behavior, or just him doing all these different things. And instead of pointing the finger at he's doing this, he's doing that, bring it back to yourself and realize that this dynamic is very much about the inner process, and that it's about the divine feminine stepping into her power and her role, and stepping into really attaining the inner union, which shifts then your masculine externally, your divine masculine. And so this is really the process here. And so if you would love more information about this, or if you want more information generally about inner union and the process, the energetics, you can join the Patreon community. We have a beautiful community, very supportive, very loving. And if you want, more support on your journey and more knowledge, more information, and, general guidance and